Why won't the listing agent answer their phone? It can be so frustrating when you're trying to get a hold of the listing agent and they're just not picking up the phone, and you really need to talk to them because you have something really important to talk about to help your buyer get that home. So why are they not answering the call? Now, it could be that they're busy and they're working with their own clients, and it'd be really pretty rude to interrupt your own client and be, hey, talking on the phone. Or they could be busy with their own personal stuff. I mean, if they're on the toilet, do you really want them answering? Now, it could also be that they've already answered your question. If you're asking something like, well, can you just talk to me because my buyer wants to make sure their offer gets accepted, and they want to know what the highest offer is right now, and they say, send in your highest and best by Monday. Very common thing in a hot seller's market. Just submit your top best offer. And they don't want to talk to you if it's about that, about negotiating something within that or trying to find out what the highest price is. Their strategy is clear. They want you to submit the highest and best, and they don't want to have a phone call about this. Could be that they don't recognize your number, especially if you have an out-of-state number. A lot of people move around these days and they keep their old number from the East Coast. Now they're living in Boulder, Colorado, and people don't recognize it. I have a 970 number, which is from Fort Collins, and now I live in Boulder, and people are like, it's not a Boulder, Denver number. I'm like, it's 970, it's still Colorado. But so people have told me they didn't answer because of that, my area code 970, and even though it's like next door. There's so much spam these days that people might just ignore it if they don't recognize it, especially out of state. Another reason they don't answer is because they want the conversation documented. So whether it's in writing, an email or text or something, as opposed to a verbal discussion, which is not documented. And so they might be going down that route, especially if you got into a weird situation in the contract. They want everything documented. So that might be a valid reason that they really don't want to talk on the phone anymore. They want it in writing, in email, or a text message, so they have that for their records. Now, it could be that they just literally are not a phone type person, which would be a little bit weird to be in the real estate realm because we do a lot of phone calls. But it's possible. Everyone's got their own different personality. We know we talk to our clients and try to find out what modality they prefer for interaction, whether it's texting, email, or phone calls. And so it could be something related to that, or it could be that they really suck as an agent. But before you get to that conclusion, really think through all these other options that could be the case. And here's what you do, because if it's that they don't recognize your number, or they don't know why you're calling and they're busy, they're on the toilet, they're going to wait till after they get off the toilet, but that you didn't leave a message, so they don't know why you're calling. Text them, email them, let them know, hey, I'm Elizabeth Boese, I'm with Coldwell Banker. I have a question for my buyer about this property on Main Street. Can you give me a call back at your earliest convenience? You can say we're planning to put in an offer in, want to make sure that you are aware and are going to receive that in time. It could be that we're putting in an offer and wanted to find out what terms are going to work best for your seller. So whether you give them some context, at least tell them your name and that you're a brokerage so that they can identify that, and then give them your phone number. If you want to give them more context, it helps them to understand what you might be calling about so they know how much time they need to talk to you or how they want to communicate with you with that information. For some agents, it might be so much quicker to just send you an email with the details. Well, here are the upgrades list. Here's the list of upgrades. I already have it as a PDF. And maybe they're getting tons of requests. And so it's just easier for them to pop up an email if that's what your question is, as opposed to having a phone conversation, which tends to take a while. So be sure to give them your information, your name, your number, how to reach you. If you want something, a little context about why you're calling, really helps so that the listing agent knows how best to return your call. If you're enjoying this content, please support me and subscribe to my channel.